Right now at 5, the woman accused of killing 2 teens in a wrong-way crash in July will go to trial. We'll have the latest from a Dane County courtroom.
And a look at American Family Field as the Brewers try to even the series at a game apiece. Game 2 tonight after the Dodgers hold off a rally late last night.
Plus, a mother speaks out why she says police are keeping her from getting the closure she needs after her son's murder. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for joining us. The woman accused of killing 2 teens in a wrong-way crash in July will go to trial.
She appeared in Dane County Court today after ICE arrested her in connection to the charges. Our Maddie Heims joins us live with the charges and the testimony heard in the courtroom today. Maddie?
Noelia Martinez-Avila pleaded not guilty today to 6 felony counts and 3 misdemeanors, all stemming from a wrong-way crash on I-3990 back in July that left 2 teenagers dead. Now, among those charges she's facing include second-degree homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and knowingly operating a vehicle with a revoked license causing death. Now, during today's preliminary hearing, the state called a Wisconsin state trooper to the stand to testify. The trooper detailed the night of the crash. She says Martinez-Avila made a U-turn on the interstate amid traffic just after midnight, also shedding light on her driving record in the state.
I learned that she had a revoked driving status through the state of Wisconsin. So the defendant had a driver's license restriction of .02.
And what does that mean?
So that means she cannot have a blood alcohol concentration of more than .02.
Now, after being booked in the Dane County Jail, Martinez-Avila was arrested by ICE. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says she's from Honduras and is living in the U.S. without documentation, but she's since been returned to the Dane County Jail. And the woman's bond is now set at $5 million. And as she enters those not guilty pleas today, that means her case will go to trial. Reporting live in downtown Madison, I'm Maddie Heims, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. We now know the name of the man killed at the Dutch Mill Mobile Homes last week. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as Donald Lewis. Last Thursday, police were called to Dutch Mill Road for reports of a verbal disturbance, and there they found Lewis with a gunshot wound. He later died at the scene. An investigation into the shooting continues. If you have any information about this incident, Madison Police ask that you contact them or Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
A woman accused of killing her mother in Blue Mounds is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. Sierra Schoonover is charged with first-degree intentional homicide by use of a dangerous weapon. Back in June, she was found competent to stand trial. In court today, the judge accepted her plea and considers her guilty. Back in April, Heather Schoonover was found dead at a home on Smoky Mountain Trail. A neighbor saw Sierra arguing with her mother prior to her death. Sierra was taken into custody after crashing her car nearby. Now to a look at your forecast. A chance for scattered showers throughout the area tonight. In fact, some areas already seeing some rain out there. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us.
Yes, a little bit earlier than I was anticipating last night. I thought it wouldn't be till maybe 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock tonight that we'd have showers breaking out across parts of southern Wisconsin. But Radar 3000 is lit here from west to east, especially north of I-94. Some of the areas that have been having a little bit more persistent, a little bit more heavier shower activity, Marquette and Green Lake counties near the Montello area over towards Ripon, and also to the south and to the west here over portions of southwest Wisconsin near Richland Center, Lone Rock, over towards the Plain area. Some of those heavier showers. Even here in Dane County, let's look at the Beltline right now. There are a couple of raindrops out there. Had confirmation from Dr. Potoff, who was here during our Live at 4, saying, yeah, there's a couple of raindrops going on here, even in Dane County. Let's track the best chances for rain. If you are outside at night at 11 o'clock, you're going to need the umbrella going up to expect to get wet by the time we head towards about 5 o'clock Wednesday morning. Then those rain chances will start to dwindle as we go into the latter part of Wednesday morning, going into the afternoon hours. And this isn't the only rainfall event that the First Run Weather Team are keeping an eye on. Still have more chances, maybe on Thursday, but a better chance as we go Friday into Saturday. When I come back here in about 12 minutes, we're going to track tonight's showers, and we'll let you know when they will end across all of southern Wisconsin and how much water you can expect from it.
All right, Alex, thank you. Governor Tony Evers calling on the State Building Commission to release $15 million from the budget. That money would go towards revamping Wisconsin's correctional facilities, part of the wider push by the governor to close the Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake schools, as well as the Green Bay Correctional Institution. The Building Commission is set to take up the governor's request at its October 28th meeting. And today, Wisconsin lawmakers recognized nearly 100 first responders from across the state. Republican lawmakers also announced they're introducing new bills to support emergency services.
The other thing I'm actually pretty excited about is Live 911. This is something that Senator Markline and I learned about in Grant County as a kind of a pilot project down there. But basically, the dispatchers can send a link to the person that called 911. That link will actually be a live 911 on their phone, so that the dispatcher can actually see what's going on in the scene and get the proper people to that location.
Another measure aims to improve communication between police departments, especially in Milwaukee County, using new technology. Lawmakers hope these steps will strengthen public safety statewide.
Well, it's now been 2 full weeks since the partial government shutdown began. The White House says it is preparing to, quote, ride out the Democrats by continuing to pay troops and law enforcement, and with more reduction in force notices. Democrats call the Trump administration's layoffs illegal.
We are closing up Democrat programs that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
Firing and threatening to fire federal employees is part of the Trump administration's campaign to inflict trauma on our federal workforce.
This evening, the Senate is expected to vote for an 8th time on a House-passed measure to fund the government.
Today, the U.S. and China are imposing new port fees on each other's ships. Chinese analysts accuse the U.S. of starting this latest tit-for-tat by imposing new export controls last month. They say that's why China recently tightened restrictions on rare earth minerals. The fees are yet another import cost for businesses on top of duties.
A lot of people like to go all out for Halloween when it comes to decorating, and this year likely won't be any different. That's according to the National Retail Federation's annual consumer survey. It finds that Americans are expected to spend an average of $114 per person this Halloween. That adds up to about $13 billion, a record high. Candy, of course, is the most popular purchase, with total spending there expected to reach $3.9 billion.
A Wisconsin farmer won first prize in the pumpkin weigh-off at one of the largest U.S. harvest festivals last weekend. Jim Ford brought the pumpkin from Fond du Lac County to Minnesota's Stillwater Harvest Festival. His pumpkin weighed in at 2,491 pounds. So how was he able to grow such a huge pumpkin? Well, Ford says the key is to grow it early and keep it healthy.
It's just like a little baby. We don't want them too hot. We don't want them too cold. We want them just right. The trick is to get these things as healthy as you could, get them off to a fast start, and keep them as healthy as long as you could.
That's a big baby. The world record for the heaviest pumpkin is 2,819 pounds, so he's about 400 pounds short of that. That record was recently set by twin brothers in England.
It has its own fan, the
yes,
pumpkin.
take care of it.
Well, the Brewers are getting ready to take the field once again tonight in Milwaukee.
That was a tough one last night. The pressure's on after that loss last night, 2-1 to the Dodgers. Sports director Andrew Bantra is inside American Family Field right now with more on what we hope will not be the last home game of the year in Milwaukee. Andrew?
That's exactly right. They're certainly hoping this is not their last home game of what has been a magical season. But let's focus on Game 2 tonight, where the Brewers are putting their best on the mound. Freddie Peralta, their workhorse, their ace, will be getting the ball, trying to help out that Brewer defense that didn't really need much help last night. It was the bats that weren't able to get going until that final inning. William Contreras saying that getting that offense in the ninth helped them a lot and will go a long way to helping them today. But back to Peralta. How good has he been this season? He'll need to have his best stuff tonight, and trying to figure out if he will is a hard task. So we asked one of his teammates, Joey Ortiz, how does he know when Freddie Peralta is having one of those days?
I mean, usually when Freddie's on the mound, it's a good day, probably about 98, 99% of the time. It's usually attacking the zone and getting hitters out. But I think the main thing is when he attacks the zone, like his stuff is extremely hard to hit, even in zone. So I think he's just got to attack the guys 1 through 9 the same, and I think the tempo keeps the defense ready to go every pitch. So as long as he's attacking, got good tempo, I think we'll be ready to play good defense behind him.
But shutting down this Dodger lineup is no easy task. The guys you can see right behind me, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. Haven't seen Shohei Ohtani yet, but he'll certainly be in the lineup. But if there's anybody that can do it, it's Freddie Peralta and the crew. After all, let's not forget, they had the best record in baseball. Our coverage will continue up to first pitch. We'll see you later at 6. But for now, at American Family Field, Andrew Banstra for News 3 Sports.
And we have Uke, too, don't forget.
Yeah, the spirit of Uke looking over this team.
Andrew, thank you. Our annual Coats for Kids distribution is coming up, and boys and girls clubs across Dane County are hard at work sorting all of that gear that you helped us collect this year. A couple members of our staff were there this morning hauling coats and trying to determine the condition and sizes to make it easier come distribution day. Senior Club Director Danielle Burdick says they've received roughly 1,500 more coats this year than they did last year. Although the donation period is over, there's still time to help out. If you'd like to volunteer, the clubs are looking for people to help sort and distribute all of the coats and gloves and mittens, all the gear. The distribution day will be Friday, October 24th from 4 until 6 p.m. at the Mackenzie Family Boys and Girls Club, the Erica and Anthony Fleming Boys and Girls Club, and the Allied Family Center.
Still to come at 5, Alex tells us about rain coming our way this week.
And a Janesville mother speaks out why she says investigators are not doing enough to find her son's killer.
And still to come at 5, the Packers look to put more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Jason Wilde tells us about how Green Bay plans to create more of a pass rush. And a volatile Tuesday on Wall Street ends with the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 203 points. The NASDAQ loses 173. S&P 500 falls about 10.5. We'll be right back.
Now at 5.
A Janesville mother is calling for more to be done to get justice for her 20-year-old son who was shot and killed in Beloit last year.
Jaden Benitez's mother tells our Armand Rahman she doesn't think investigators are doing enough and it's keeping her from getting closure. Armand?
Eric and Susan, Erica Meyer is fighting to make sure her son's case doesn't go cold. According to court documents, 20-year-old Jaden Benitez was shot and killed from behind while in a vehicle as suspects allegedly tried to rob him last year. A 17-year-old was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to Lincoln Hills Youth Prison in connection to the crime. But Meyer claims law enforcement and investigators told her there was likely another teenager in the car at the time who allegedly more likely pulled the trigger. But they also told her they were no longer actively investigating the case because they could not identify that suspect 100%.
I want to think about him more of the accomplishments and the things that he did great instead of like this really is like the demise of his life. Like, it's just an awful feeling, you know? It's an awful feeling to watch somebody just elevate so high and then just somebody just take him down and nobody is accountable.
I reached out to the Rock County District Attorney's Office to confirm these claims and the information and have not heard back as of this broadcast. Hear more about Jaden and Meyer's work to help advocate for others tonight at 6.
We will see you at 6, Armand. Thank you. Now to the weather. And it's a good hot soup night tonight. A little rain, a little dreary outside.
So, Alex, we got rain on your radar right there. How long is this going to stick around?
This is going to stick around all night going on into tomorrow morning. Some areas not seeing those raindrops, as I mentioned during last night's newscast, areas towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border. But there are some areas that are seeing a little bit more in the way of persistent shower activity. So areas just east of Lone Rock, south of Loganville, over towards the Prairie du Sac, the Sauk City area, seeing just a couple of those heavier drops. Areas up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties, over towards Montello, Marquezon, they've also seen some heavier raindrops throughout the course of the afternoon. And then right here in Dane County, we're going all the way down to the Beltline. Some showers out there right now. So if you haven't stepped out to the Beltline, your windshield wipers are going to be needed if you're going to be doing any driving. As we put Future Track into motion, a lot of scattered showers overnight tonight. We all stand the chance of getting wet. I've said the same before, but there are going to be some pockets of dry time as well. Can't rule out a rumble or two of thunder, maybe a little bit of lightning too, but not expecting any severe weather at all. Still some showers to start off that work or that school rush hour commute, so get ready to bring the umbrella and get ready to have those windshield wipers going as well. Those showers eventually dwindle as we head towards, let's say noon on Wednesday. Cloudy skies, that east wind, a cool day on Wednesday. The band of heavier rainfall is shifted just a little bit further to the south than what we saw this time yesterday, which is good news. We need the raindrops out there. Yes, farmers, I know you need probably still to get your crops in some cases, but the ground, the watershed could use these raindrops quarter, maybe a half inch at most out of this weather event. And we have more weather events in the forecast. Thursday, a chance of showers, and Friday going on into Saturday, a chance of showers as well. So let's break this down here. Overnight, early Wednesday, some rain. Small chance of rain on Thursday. Good chances of rain Friday night going on into Saturday. And during the 6 o'clock newscast, join me again. I'll give you a glimpse of what that weather system is going to look like. Clouds and the rain will hold up the temperatures 40s to near 50 degrees. Touch warmer towards Janesville at 53. Highs tomorrow down because of the clouds and the showers. And as Susan said, maybe another soup day as we head into Wednesday, upper 50s, right around 60 degrees. That's normal for this time of year, but remember about 2.5 weeks ago, we were in the 80s to near 90s, so this is a shock to the system. At least it is for me. On and off shower chances, temperatures getting up all the way to 76 on Friday, going on into Saturday out ahead of that cold front. You'll want to join me again at the 6 o'clock newscast. We'll track those showers and maybe a thunderstorm, but overall, this 10-day forecast is looking what we would expect for October, with temperatures in the 60s and overnight lows in the 40s, on and off shower chances across the area. Fall color report, it's at or past peak across the northern part of the state. We're starting to see near to at peak, getting down into parts of the WIC viewing area. Juneau County, Adams County is starting to see those colors get to their near peak, the reds, the oranges, and the yellows. Even here in Dane County and far southern Wisconsin, we're starting to see some moderate evolution of those fall colors making their way to the area, and we don't want too many windy days because that could take those leaves down pretty quickly. I don't see very breezy conditions in our forecast over the next couple of days, so if you want to get out and enjoy those colors, maybe go for a walk, I would encourage, let's say Wednesday afternoon after those showers end would be a nice first time to get out and get a walk and enjoy those fall colors. And we still have a couple weeks left here in southern Wisconsin before we near our peak. So a couple more weeks to go. Fall is here. And winter, winter's right around the corner.
Enjoy those fall colors. They're going to be here soon. Alex, thank you. And set your reminder, the Winter Ready Special hits your screen tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. right here on Channel 3. Learn why bitterly cold weather, the heavy snow, may be less common, how winter alerts are issued, and how recent winters affect our pets. Loki's going to make an appearance, I understand, and what we can expect in southern Wisconsin this winter season. That's right after our 6 p.m. newscast tomorrow night.
And after the break at 5, the Packers are looking to work on their defensive game. Jason Wilde tells us what they're doing to put more pressure on quarterbacks.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, the Packers have had a pretty impressive pass rush, but it looks like their opponents have kind of found a way to get around it.
News 3 Now's senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more on how the team's coaches are working to have the quarterbacks hang on to the ball a little longer.
If it feels like Packers opponents have figured out a way to somewhat circumvent their impressive pass rush from early in the season, you're not the only one who feels that way. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur and defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley have noticed the same thing, especially in the last 3 games, twice against Joe Flacco, who was the quarterback for Cleveland, and then on Sunday was the quarterback for Cincinnati in the Packers' win over the Bengals. Quarterbacks generally want to get the ball out of their hands in 2.5 seconds or less. That's usually the top line of that. Unfortunately for the Packers, Joe Flacco was getting the ball out of his hand in 2 seconds flat, and that half second can be the difference between pressure and a completed pass.
I would say that's been a theme through 5 games. So, teams just getting the ball out quick with quick game and screens and some run alerts. And, we getting a ton of double chippers as well to when they do want to or need to try to push the ball down the field. That's just going to be the way it is, I think, for a while.
LaFleur, Hafley, and the rest of the Packers coaches will have to figure out a way to get creative and make those opponents hold on to the ball a little bit longer. They can do that through blitzes and simulated pressures. They've got some options, but it's up to them to figure it out. If they do, we'll have full coverage of it and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com, for free. And while you're there, remember to sign up for our newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Jason, thank you. And the Packers will get a chance to test out these new strategies this weekend. They're on the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Kickoff is set for 3:25.
Alex is back. Final check of your forecast after a short break.
Coming up at 6, we'll have continuing coverage of the case of an undocumented immigrant accused of killing 2 teenagers in a fatal crash as she appears in Dane County Court. That story and more at the top of the hour at 6.
And Alex rejoins us once again. A look at the forecast as some rain is falling across southern Wisconsin at this hour.
Indeed, even right here in Dane County, if you haven't been outside and are tuning in right now and want to do a little drive, bring the umbrella and get ready for the windshield wipers to get going here as we have some showers from Madison and areas up towards the north, Cross Plains, Waunakee, over towards Sun Prairie. The bulk of the showers right now are well north of Madison up towards central Wisconsin, but they'll eventually make their way across all of southern Wisconsin as we go into the overnight hours. Another chance of rain on Thursday. That's a small chance overall, but a better chance Friday night going into Saturday with a cold front. And at 6, we'll track that weather system coming through, and we'll give you a projection of when those showers, maybe even a thunderstorm, might enter the picture Friday night going into Saturday and staying fall-like after that.
All right, Alex, thank you. That'll do it for us at 5, everybody. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.
And you'll be back in 30 for News 3 Now at 6. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000.